नमस्कार, आभार, अभिनंदन। हाउ आर यू? कैसे हो? अभी तो हम लोगों ने जस्ट डॉक्टर्स डे मनाया, राइट? एंड ऑल ऑफ यू आर गोइंग टू बिकम डॉक्टर्स। गुड। तो लेट मी स्टार्ट डायरेक्टली कि फर्स्ट, एज माय ऑल कलीग्स हैव डन, आई विल डू दैट ऑनर्स. The CPP question of yesterday, most of you have attempted it wrong. Question was, a meristematic cell of a gymnosperm has 16 chromosomes. Simple question. When I say meristematic cell of a gymnosperm, means it is diploid. The question comes, what is the number of chromosomes in its endosperm? This was the question of yesterday's CPP. And do remember, we are talking about gymnosperms. And if you are not able to understand, the question is displayed onto your screens. This endosperm, in case of gymnosperm, is a pre-fertilization stage. And when I say pre-fertilization stage, means it is a haploid structure. This is a very big difference between gymnosperms and angiosperms that I am going to tell you today. In this case, when endosperm is haploid, a pre-fertilization stage, that's 16 chromosomes, so this becomes N, that is 8 chromosomes. So answer for yesterday's question is option C, right? So it's very simple here. Whereas in angiosperms, this will be 3N. This will be 3N. In gymnosperms, it is N. That is a major difference. So if 16 chromosomes are there, which is 2N, in gymnosperms, it will become 8, whereas in case of angiosperm, it will become 24. Right? Okay. So with this background and foreground, let me take you today to the last group of biological classification what we talk about is, we have discussed about algae, fungi, bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperms. So we will be talking to you about a unique group, that is what you have seen and up till now you know are angiosperms. So the question is, sir, what is the agenda for the day? Today we are talking about, in general, what is rice, what is mango. That is what your life is. When I say this, we were talking about general classification of angiosperms, and we talk about dicots, monocots, and when I say dicots, monocots, where they live, how they live, what is their habitat and all, and last but not the least, as usual I say, where the maximum questions are put forth is economic importance. So it will go in hand to hand, right? When I say it goes in hand to hand, so I will not make it in a different way. And by the way, all of you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Namaskar, Abhar, Abhinandan, Purbi, Suraj, Shubham, Smarnika, may God bless you all. Okay? So, sir, when we say angiosperms, what exactly we talk about? Angio means very simple, covered. Sperm means seed. When you say seeds are covered, means they have a very interesting thing called as fruit wall. Whatever you eat, because if I say you eat apple, this apple has a seeds here. So what do you eat? Something this. If you see a mango, this is the seed. What you eat is this, and this is green color or yellow color. This is called as epicarp. What you eat is mesocarp. What grows is endocarp. So epicarp, mesocarp, endocarp, all the three together make something called as pericarp, right? This is the reverse engineering I am talking about. So seed is covered, you see, that is the unique thing about, and they are covered, so it is angiosperms, and they have tracheids and vessels, and when I say they have tracheids and vessels, means they have a vascular bundles, so they are also called as tracheophyta. They are called as tracheophyta, right? Now, do remember I told you this is fruit wall, Suraj. This is fruit wall. I did not say seed coat, okay? So don't get confused. When I say fruit wall, it is like my clothes, which is covering my body. But when I say, sir, what is covering my body is my skin. So when I say my dress is pericarp, when I say the skin, it is seed coat, that is testa and tegmen. Do remember, that is different. So don't mix up. Devi Priya, hi everyone. Who is everyone? I am myself. Okay, good. Now, this is all about this. Now, when we say this, angiosperms and sir classification, as I tell, let me directly jump into the discussion. Because being a classification or when we talk about taxonomy, the story is not that simple. But when I say it's not that simple, it doesn't mean it's complex. Here we have something called as 3 systems of classification. When I say 3 systems of classification, certain things is like natural system of classification. When you say, sir, natural system, what does it mean? When all the morphological features are taken care. Morphological means all the features which are visible by the naked eyes, external appearance. Next comes phylogenetic. When I say phylogenetic, the most important thing is entire evolution we talk about. What is their genesis? How they have come? What is the so unique thing about it? And when I say evolution, how they have come and all, that is phylogeny, relationships. When I say this plant is close to this plant is very distant from this plant, they don't have any relationship, they have this resemblance. When all these terminologies we use, it means we are talking about evolutionary tendencies, that is phylogeny. Oldest is artificial. Artificial system of classification is if I take 1 or 2 characters, that's it for classification, that is called as artificial system of classification. Means, for example, if I take a male reproductive structure, I am talking about the plants, do remember. When I take male reproductive structure, that is a stamen, and do entire classification, that is called as artificial. And when I say this, so please do understand, artificial system of classification first time was given by Linnaeus. Linnaeus is the propounder for artificial system of classification. Gross means total, Hemant, very good. What is gross morphology? Sir, you make lot of fun, of course, we are not online. We are online, yeah. We are online, I am very live to you, yeah. Shubham. It is fun, life is fun, man. Become a doctor, believe me, that's why very first class itself I told, have fun. Don't take life so seriously, life does not take you so seriously. Thank you, Shubham, I liked it. And Hemant, as you asked, what is gross morphology? Gross means total. And when you say total morphology, it means, yes, anything, everything what I see around in totality. When you say in totality, that is called as gross. If possible, everything is possible. Okay. Linnaeus is the propounder for artificial system of classification, and when I say it is a Linnaeus, and it is the Linnaeus only who gave this concept which I am talking to you. He took stamen into consideration and did entire classification, and that is why he has used the word monoadelphous, diadelphous, all that, so on and so forth, polyadelphous, syngenaceous, syndonentrous, all these classes he gave, and all these terms what I am telling you have become a part of taxonomy now, Bland's classification, right? Linnaeus, artificial, in which one or two characters, that's it. We don't take gross, Hemant. Whereas in natural system of classification talks about your gross morphology, right? Yes, I think when you are asking this question, I think this question was asked, if I am not wrong, either in CET or Bihar PMT once upon a time, कि gross morphology is analyzed by which system of classification, which I am based on a memory I am talking to you. Phylogenetic, this is the oldest one. As you can say, Linnaeus, when I am telling it is 100% understood, yes, it has to be oldest. Phylogenetic, it is one of the most advanced classifications, in which most prestigious name that comes is Hutchinson's classification. Takhtajan, a person, very nice person from Iran, and you know what Takhtajan said? Takhtajan said, taxonomy without classification is like bone without flesh. It's something very unique statement he gave, and he wrote this sentence in the book called as Flora of Armenia. Flora of Armenia, right? Now, natural system is most accepted. All the modern botanical gardens, what we are discussing and what I have told you, whether it is Royal Botanical Garden Kew, or if you talk about Indian Botanical Garden Howrah, all of them by default follow natural system of classification, and the person who is very profusely known is Bentham and Hooker. It's a hooker, okay? It's not hook, it's hooker, don't say hooker, okay? So don't change it. Phylogenetic, there is another person who is very pronounced, Engler and Prantl. And I will tell you here something very interesting about Hooker. Hooker was the person who first time wrote Flora of the British India. And if I am not wrong and my memory does not go bad, he himself told the hot spots, biodiversity hot spots in India are Eastern Himalayas and Western Ghats. That's what he told that time. And he is the founder director of Royal Botanical Garden Kew. Royal Botanical Garden Kew, London. which is the largest botanical garden, which has the maximum number of herbarium to itself, right? So when I say this, natural system, phylogenetic, artificial, we talk about all this. Now, in this entire natural system, I will be talking to you general about natural system only, because that is what where your interest will be lying and where maximum questions will be put forth to you, right? So, moving from Engler, Prandtl, Hutchinson, Takhtajan, from Linnaeus to Bentham and Hooker, the natural system of classification banks upon certain things, and they have made different classes. As I told you, keep pot clean or family gets sick, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. And this natural system of classification by Bentham and Hooker gave total 202 orders. Think it over, 202 orders. And when I say 202 orders, the unique thing was, out of 202 orders, 3 orders were of gymnosperms. So total truly angiospermic were only 199. This was the question asked in AIMS. Yes. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, that order only I am talking about. Engler and Prandtl system of classification, Nandini, is phylogenetic. Engler and Prandtl, Prandtl is P-R-A-N-T-L, E is not there, okay. Engler and Prandtl is phylogenetic, which I wrote with green color ink. If you can watch the video a little later, if you go back and see Engler, Prandtl, I told you. Now, from natural, in this, the unique thing about, he has taken all the external appearance. Sir, what all? Root, stem, leaf, flower, in flower calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, fruit. And if I go into depth again, in androecium, the most important thing is type of stamen, nature of stamen, how blending is there, how mixing is there. Gynoecium, how is the carpel, what is the position of ovary, where is the ovary, how it is arranged, placentation, whether it is marginal placentation, axial placentation, parietal, all this I will tell you in detail when I tell you embryology. Then fruit, what type of fruit it is, schizocarpic, dehiscent, indehiscent, whether it is a capsular, non-capsular, whether it is schizocarpic, so on and so forth. Then as I told you, fruit, how the flowers are arranged, inflorescence. So if you talk about any feature, everything this gentleman has taken, that's the reason I am telling you. He has done 202 orders, right? With this, whatever modern classification that we follow, natural system of classification we follow, is called as natural system of classification, right? Now, and when we say natural system, only one person comes, that is, there are many, but you should remember only one, as far as for your competitive examinations and with pertaining to your health and how much you can digest, please remember Bentham Baba and Hooker Baba, okay, Bentham Hooker Baba ki jai, sorry, we should not use Baba and all, it becomes a problem, okay. Now, from here, in this natural system of classification, first time they have come across two terms, dicotyledons and monocotyledons. When I say dicotyledons and monocotyledons, I think Ganesh, today my handwriting is fine, right? See, today you are not commenting, ki sir, big, small and all. I practiced with my son at home in 4 line. and he told, Papa, your handwriting is fine. Okay? So I hope I am doing justice. Okay? All towards lighter side here. Okay? Shopper, sir. Ayyo, it's a chopper or a shopper? Good. You chopped that also. I am happy. Good, man. Good. Thank you. Now, when I say dicotyledons or monocotyledons, so do remember, we have a very unique property about all of them. These dicots, they have taproot system. Monocots have adventitious roots. Sir, what is the difference, sir? When I say what is the difference, second time also, Ganesh, you wrote the wrong spelling. Good. Not bad, truth comes out. I know what I am, man. You people are super. I am shopper. I know. Okay. So when I say adventitious, this is adventitious. Whereas taproot system is this. Sir, what is the difference? Here you can see the central axis is very clear. The primary root is very clear. Here you don't know, sir, which is the primary root. That is called as adventitious. And that is the reason when I say dicots, all the plants which you see around yourself, they all are dicots, whereas monocots by default are all the grasses. All the grasses. When I say this, it does not mean that all the herbs or all the shrubs are monocots. No. Even if you see a monocot which is very tall, like banana, banana is a monocot. Bamboo is a monocot. Something interesting. If I say rose, wheat goes here, wheat is grass. Rose, China rose, all these things, they fall into dicots. Very good question, man. Too good. Nandini, very good question. Monocots are much more advanced than dicots. So I'll make it very much job you're easy for here. Grasses, that is Gramineae family or Poaceae, is the most advanced family of monocots. Whereas in dicots, the most primitive family is Ranunculaceae. Even much primitive families are also there, that is Magnoliaceae. That is the oldest family or primitive flowers are there. When I say oldest family, it does not mean first discovered, no. Magnoliaceae. When I say fibrous roots or adventitious, this is adventitious. If you see a sugar cane, I hope you might have seen, in sugar cane, you might have seen there are nodes and internodes. Here you will see some thread-like structures. They are called as fibrous roots. They are called as fibrous roots. These are adventitious roots, right? And most advanced dicot family people say is sunflower family, that is Asteraceae. Asteraceae is most advanced family. This is one of the two most primitive families. Asteraceae is also called as Compositae. This is the old name. Now nobody talks about, everybody talks about Asteraceae family. I will come back to it, Ganesh. Now, sir, why you say dicot and monocot? For example, suppose this is the seed below the soil, assumed to be, and when sufficient nourishment and all is given, this gives rise to two things. two structures. One comes down, that is called as radicle, another goes up, that is called as plumule. And in due course of journey you will see this everything is dissolved up and it has come like this. This is soil, and when two leaf-like structures are there, this is called as dicotyledons. But if below the soil it is something and one has come, this is called as monocotyledons. Okay. So, I will give you one more interesting question here. Sir, here you call it as two leaves as dicotyledons, dicot leaf. Now the question is, what is the single cotyledon of monocot called as? Sir, because you are telling monocot means single cotyledon, di means two cotyledons, so it is also called as dicots. Monocotyledons is also short form called as monocots, both are same things. Monocots and monocotyledons both are same thing. So, when I say this, single cotyledon of monocot is called as, anybody can give a try, single cotyledon of monocot is, yes, anybody wants to give a try? Nobody? Try, let me see. Okay. I know it is little bit heavy for you people, is scutellum. Scutellum is the single cotyledon of monocots. Scutellum is a single cotyledon of monocots, right? Now, from here, let me come back again. Okay, sir, what is the other differences of dicots and monocots? If you see a dicot, you might see a people leaf. Let me make it. I will try to make. You might see a vein system is having a network very peculiar. This is called as reticulate venation. Network is not precise, not clear. Whereas when you see a monocots, if you see a monocot, like if you might have seen a banana leaf, they have arrangement of veins on the leaf is called as venation. Arrangement of leaf veins on the leaf is called as venation. Here you can see it is parallel venation, whereas here you can see it's reticulate. This is a very classical example. There are few exceptions and all, I will come back to it, which do not. A dicot is there which has parallel venation, a monocot is there which does not have parallel venation, which has reticulate venation, is Smilex and all, as and when it comes I will discuss with you, do not worry. So, reticulate venation and parallel venation. This is another classical example. After roots you have to differentiate it. Vascular bundles, as I told you, stellar system and pteridophytes. In dicots, very importantly, in dicots, vascular bundles are arranged in a ring, xylem, phloem, xylem, phloem, xylem, phloem, xylem, phloem, xylem, phloem. Whereas in monocots, it is random, it is not arranged in a circular manner. And this is a very prime reason, my dears and nears. Monocots usually do not have a very thick stem. You see a neem tree and you see a grass. If you see a neem tree or a grass, you will understand it. A neem has a thick stem, grasses do not have. Why, sir? Because monocots do not have secondary growth, whereas secondary growth is very precise in dicots. When I say secondary growth, do remember the growth in the girth. Growth in the girth is called as secondary growth. Ganesh, coleorhiza is when a new baby comes, a root is there, it has a covering onto the radicle, that is called as coleorhiza. And when it is plumule, the covering is called as coleoptile. You can understand this way. When a newborn baby is born, directly you do not take him out in the sun or in winters. You cover him with a cap, gloves, sweaters and all. So those sweaters and all covering are called as coleoptile or coleorhiza. But inside is a baby. Inside is a radicle or inside is a plumule. That is called as coleoptile and coleorhiza. Understand? So, contest time. Dhang chika, dhang chika, dhang chika, dhishkyao. And today's contest question before I go, I want to tell you yesterday's winner is Suraj R. For a fantastic question, Sanjeevani booty that was used by Hanumanji to safeguard Lakshman in Ramayana is Selaginella bryopsis. I know somebody else answered Selaginella before Suraj R, but perfect answer was given by Suraj R, that is Selaginella rupestris, Selaginella bryopsis, both are there. I think somebody answered Selaginella first, but perfect answer is Suraj R, and you are credited with 1 atom session. Okay, big round of applause. At least somebody after so many days gave the answer. Now, the question for the day that is on your screen for today is, the term biology was given by. The term biology was given by, time is just 40 seconds, 10 seconds I ate, and remaining 20 seconds are for you people. The term biology was given by, I am not asking botany and zoology, term biology was given by 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close it. Freezed. Coming back to the track now, where we banged, where we hanged our boots. Coming back. So, from there, let us move, ki sir, okay, classification done. There are so many ways to differentiate between dicots and monocots. Like seeds, I told you, vascular bundles. Flowers are usually in monocots are trimerous. They are multiple of 3. Whereas in dicots, they are multiple of 5. 5, 10, 15, and here it may be 3, 6, 9, 12, that way. Right? Now, from here, let us take you where they live, how they live, these angiosperms. When I am telling angiosperms, do you know what I am talking about? I am not biased. Ki sir, whether you are talking about dicots or monocots, because for me both are same. रहीमन देख बड़ेन को लघु न दीजिए डर, जहां काम आवे सुई कहां करे तलवार. If you see any big person, don't leave a small one. Why? The job what needle can do, sword cannot do, and what sword can do, needle cannot do. So if you grow big, don't leave the small people who have made you to reach there. Everybody has contributed in your life, right? So, habit and habitat. So there are 2 things. Sir, we always talk about habitat, 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 habitat. What exactly this habitat is? Habit is what we are. Habit. Habit is what we are. Habitat is where we are. My home is my habitat. My attitude is my habit. I will come back, Preeti. This I will discuss in detail when hardwood and sapwood in anatomy. Let us not mix up, because we have separate section for anatomy. Okay. Now, habit. So I will be talking to you only about habitat. So when I say habitat, plants have been, angiosperms have been classified. First, based on their age. Some plants are ephemeral. Some plants are annual. Some plants are perennial, and some plants are biannual. Right? Ephemeral are the plants who have a life span of 2 to 3 weeks. Entire lifespan finishes in a month maximum. Ephemerals, most important. Keep trying the answers. I want to listen it. Keep trying. I am happy at least people are doing it some justice. 2 to 3 weeks ephemeral. Example is Artemisia. As I told you, economic importance, it goes hand to hand, Artemisia and Astragalus. Artemisia, if you remember last year Nobel Prize, that's what I want to tell you. Last year Nobel Prize has gone for the entire detailed invention or the discovery of a metabolite or a chemical called as artemisinin, which is anti-malarial. That is artemisinin. So Artemisia is ephemeral. Annual, entire lifespan finishes in a year. Lifespan is only for 1 year, vegetative phase, reproductive phase. Biannual, first year is vegetative phase, second year is reproductive phase, fruiting and all. Perennial, they flower continuously for years and years and years, and that is perennial. For example, mango, best example. They flower every year and every year it gives you fruits. So perennial. When I say habit, the most important thing you should always remember that these plants have been classified based on which categories they belong with respect to habit. This is with respect to age. With respect to habit, either they are herbs, shrubs, trees, culm, deliquescent, excurrent, right? When I say herb and shrub, do remember here, herbs are very small. For example, beetroot, chukandar, beetroot, something interesting you talk about. Those are the herbs, and when I say herbs, herbs are non-woody, very small, non-woody. Example, as I told you, beetroot. Whereas you say shrub, they are woody. Technically taller than herbs. Because when I say this, they are usually 1 meters, not that's it. This is approximately 1 meter. And shrubs are somewhere around 1 to 4 meters. That is the short and long of it. And when I say 1 to 4 meters, their examples are usually rose. And question is asked, a shrub which is perennial, answer is rose. Every year you don't have to pluck the entire plant. Every year it flowers, that is called as perennial. Best part is that. Herbs, shrubs. So, I asked you, which is the longest herb? Longest herb is banana. Longest herb is banana. Longest shrub is bamboo. Sir, you told non-woody. Yes, banana don't have a wood. No sir, it has a stem. A stem is a false stem. It is a pseudo stem. And that's the reason always I say people, whenever I ask you go and bring the banana leaf, you cannot pluck the banana leaf, you have to cut the banana leaves. And when I say you have to cut the banana leaves, means you have to use, because leaf is surrounded by one another. That's why it is called as pseudo stem. From here, shrubs, trees, as you know, whichever you see, trees are of different types. First is culm. Culm means a plants which have hollow internodes. Again coming back. You might have seen again bamboo. Bamboo has nodes. This is internode. And I told you internode means they are hollow. And when I say they are hollow internodes, it is called as bamboo. Whereas in sugarcane, when you see, it has the nodes, but they are not hollow. But they are not hollow. Deliquescent. Main axis grows, after that growth stops, and it grows entire branches, whatever you see, people and all. Whenever in a childhood we used to make a plant or a tree, we always made a central axis like this, above that like this. And when we did like this, it means we are talking only about deliquescent. Sir, what about excurrent? How you make Christmas tree? This is called as excurrent. Best example is Ashoka tree, the tree below which Sita ji sat. Indian Ashoka, Saraka indica is a common name of Ashoka tree, Saraka indica. Sorry, I should be small. Saraka indica is the scientific name of Ashoka tree. Deliquescent, as I told you, all you can put: mango, people, ficus, all. Culm, excurrent, deliquescent, right? Here I want to tell you certain things new. For example, sir, you told annual, biannual, which is biannual is also called as biennial also. In place of A double N U L, it is also written as E double N I L, biennial. Perennials. Sir, what are those plants called as which flower once in their lifetime? They are the plants, like again coming back, bamboo. They are the plants which flower, yes, Saraka Ashoka, that is also correct, yes, Ganesh, same. What are those plants called as which flower once in their lifetime? They are called as monocarpic, which flower once in their lifetime. And when I say which flowers once in their lifetime, this is, best example is bamboo. Or you can say agave, very important. This is very commonly used in pulp industry, in making of papers. This agave is century plant, it is called as. Why, sir? Because it flowers once in 100 years. That's something very unique about it. Century plant. Right? Now, from here, I'll just tell you certain interesting facts about it, about what do you call it as, it's like a, which is the national tree of our country. I know national flower, you know. National tree of our country, I know you will tell banyan tree, but I know I need the scientific name. I know all of you say ficus. So here I'll tell you, ficus has 4 species. Ficus religiosa, Ficus bengalensis, Ficus elastica, and Ficus glomerulosa. When I say Ficus religiosa, religion comes. This is people. When I say Fica bengalensis, it is banyan tree. When I say Ficus elastica, it is Indian rubber tree. And when I say Ficus glomerulosa, you call it as anjur, fig. That is Ficus glomerulosa. Yes, Ficus indica, same Ganesha, that's what I am telling you. Ficus indica. So when you say Ficus indica is Ficus religiosa. It was NEET 2018 question. Thank you. Thank you, Purvi. Fine, fine, fine. Ficus bengalensis, I know, focus. Ficus should be focused. Okay. That should be very important. Now, see, this is single thing I told you about banyan. Same way, when I say national flower, people say, sir, it is lotus. It's not rose, okay? Scientific name is Neelambo. Scientific name is Neelambo. Now, we are talking about so many angiosperms, angiosperms, angiosperms. Sir, where these angiosperms grow? Yeah, terrestrial, all the lands, in the water. Now, one question to all of you. Which is an angiosperm which grows in marine water? Sir, what? Give me example of marine angiosperm. First, I thought I'll give you this contest question. Believe me, when I say this, all these questions have been asked, as I am happy Purbi has told yes, sir, this question was asked in NEET 2018. Believe me, whatever questions I ask you, I don't manufacture it. But I have gone through the paper pattern of last 20-25 years, and from there I try to dig the questions and try to frame that question. I can't put exactly the same question, I try to modify that question and put forth to you. The question is, which is a marine angiosperm? Any try? So try, I just want to tell you. Largest flower is Rafflesia. Smallest flower is Wolfia. Smallest seed is orchid seeds. When I say smallest, they are the lightest seed also. So lightest means 0.0001, 3 zeros. 1 mg, not grams. Very good, very good, very good. Too good, Smarnika. Good. Good man. Zoostera, very good. Okay, you have given me one answer, I will add one more thing to it. Zoostera has needle-like pollens. Pollen grain is needle-like in Zoostera. Okay, no problem. Spelling, okay, Zoostera, Zoostera. Fine, Ganesh, very good, good effort. I know there is some delay in typing, I agree. Needle-like pollens, right? Okay. Before I conclude, I just want to brief what I did with you people. And when I did that, I told you about monocots, dicots, classification, natural system, phylogenetic, artificial, then I moved from habit to habitat, different based on age. When I say age, it is ephemeral, ephemeral to perennial, perennial to annual, and from annual I moved to dicots, dicots to monocots. In dicots I told you root, root to stem, stem to leaf, venation, everything. And then I told you in between about economic importance. In angiosperm, economic importance is an ocean, right? So with this, please, all my dear passport users, please start solving the CPP for the day now, immediately. And please tell your friends to use our CPP and keep watching the videos as and when you want. Definitely it is going to fetch you more. May God bless you all. Till then, take care of your good health. May God bless you all. Shubh Ratri, Shabba Khair.